Hello, hello. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Donna.
We're here sharing what we've learned as women, entrepreneurs, and moms.
All while rocking our curves with confidence.
It's a behind-the-scenes look at our lives and businesses.
And a chance to tell our younger selves, go do the things that scare you. Life is better in leggings.
That's what I was
always
reading before.
A constant reminder.
Nothing wrong with that. I love them.
Okay, cool. Picking up where we left off, I thought there were a couple things that I wanted to follow up and ask you about.
Okay. Let's chat.
One of the things is, I need notes, right?
That's okay.
We talked about friendships.
Yeah.
And the importance of friendships.
Very
and
important.
How
very important.
They come, they go. How do you know a friend is a good friend? Is there to last?
Oh, that's a great question. But I think I know for me what it is, and I've learned over time. I've had many friends. I think most people in my life have been acquaintances, to be honest with you. I think we have a lot of those in our lives. How do you know a friend? I think a friend, you can always pick up where you left off.
So true. Like 5 years, 10 years later, you call them and you're like, hey.
Even like months in between, like you said, 5 years, 10 years, but even months in between, because, I think knowing that friend and knowing what they do in their life and understanding that they have things that don't necessarily revolve around you, but knowing that they're there and knowing that if you call them, they're going to be there. For me, I'll talk about you because this is how I feel. You've always been there. Like since day one, even though we started as a business relationship and it's evolved over time into friendship, you've always been there, and you've always been there without judgment. You've never said, you may be given your opinion, and I think that's great because sometimes we need to hear that from other people, but you've never been negative towards that opinion. You've never said, hey, Melissa, no, you shouldn't be doing that. You've phrased it in ways like, well, this is what I've done. You've always been kind, gentle, supportive. And I think that's important. And I think supportive is the most important thing because there's different support we need. And I think a lot of times the people that I've had in my life over the years, you're afraid to tell them things. I guess that's another point. Not being afraid to share things with somebody and knowing that person will hold that and guard that.
Yes, that's really important, right? Because, all throughout the years, there's different struggles. There's different struggles, as you're coming out of high school into college, university years, or, whatever that journey is for you, and this goes to my kids and like body piercing and tattoos. And my line was, okay, in 4 years from now, are you going to want the same thing?
Yeah.
And kind of like, because you grow and you grow and you grow, right? So like if you're committing to something so serious as opposed to, okay, go ahead, get the mohawk. Go ahead, color your hair purple. If you're going to ink something on your body or pierce a hole that's, not coming out, are you going to want that in 5 years? So
I made
that
decision.
Right? You got to be sure. And so with friendships, right? Like you have to, know that you can trust that person, and but they ebb and flow. There's a saying, and I never remember sayings, but it's like, friends. Some friends are there for a reason, and some there for a season, and
I've heard
there's
saying.
something. So, and it's okay, to let go of friendships.
I think that's hard though.
It is hard.
Very hard. I've had people in my life who I thought have been friends that I thought were true friends, and I've had to let them go. And it's like a relationship breakup. Like I felt like it was hard. I did shed tears over it. I was like heartbroken. I was like, I thought they were my friend, and realizing that they weren't my friend. And were they there for an ulterior motive? Maybe we were friends. That was a season of friendship. Maybe that person was there to teach me something, and I don't really look at it in a negative way. I do think people come in your life for reasons, and they teach you different things, and you have to look at it that way. I think if you look at it from my perspective, if you look at it as oh, I don't like that person, or angry or negative towards that. I think that's the mindset you have with that friendship. But I look at it as, okay, why was that person in my life? What did they teach me? What did I take from that? And how do I move forward in my life with that with those learnings and teachings? So yeah, I've had a couple people come into my life that I thought were friends and or no longer in my life. But there's also people in my life that I was friends with, still consider friends, but we have let many years go between. And, I've made contact with them, and even that little bit of contact just reignites what we used to have. So that's how I know that that friendship was real, right? So I think the most important thing is support and trust and just being there, because sometimes 100% I can speak for myself. I'm a very outgoing person, but at the same time, when things get hard, I kind of revert back to
shut it down.
Yeah. And I just don't want anybody in that circle or aura, whatever you want to call it, because I don't really think that's anybody's problem or issue. But then I know I have people like you where then I feel comfortable enough to sit down with you for like a breakfast or a coffee or a text message and be like, this is what I've gone through. And in those situations, you've never looked at me and like, really? Like, really? That's what you've gone through? You're always like, okay, and this is what I've gone through. So,
because it's a roller coaster, right? Like there's good, there's bad. It's never a straight line,
But I think that's what...
But maybe it is for some people.
Yeah.
Right? Like maybe it is. I don't know. For me, it's
No.
never a straight line.
No, it's never been a straight line. Never. And I think that's where the fear comes in. I think for me, that's where the fear comes in. It's like, I'm going to say something to you, Donna, and then how are you going to react, or what are you going to think of me? And I think that's where, when you're a real friend on the other end, you're just like, that's okay. That's just what's going on in your life right now. And this is how I can help you if you want the help, and know that I'm there for you if that's what you want. Right. But then there's some people you're like, you don't want to share it with because there's going to be judgment. So I think that judgment to me indicates not a real friend. I don't think there should be judgment in a relationship. I'm like that with anybody, though.
And that's like, that goes back to that healthy relationship that we talked about, right? Like it goes to friendship too. It's not just about intimate relationships. It's, right? Like
even with kids.
Yeah.
Even with kids. I think that's one thing that's really hard. I think that you as a parent, or me myself, I step back and I'm like, okay, this is their life. And I think, going back, you taught me that. You said to me, Melissa, this is their path, and every child walks their own path. And when you think of it that way, you're like, right. But when you're in the middle of it all, and you're going through like the decisions for university, or the decisions, or talking about your children in like a high level sport, or trying out for sports, or whatever it is, because we've had children try out for high level sports, you're kind of always comparing. Right. And you're like, it's the judgment on the other end. It's more a you issue than it's a them issue. And it's teaching them that, okay, this is just a life path, and this is just how it's going to be, and understanding that. So, yeah.
It's not a forever.
No,
it's
not.
a chapter.
It is a chapter.
Turn the page.
It's a chapter. And I think, like I said, we talk about this all the time. And I even put this when I came back into real estate. I think that's the one thing that's on my Instagram. It's about you. And I think it says there, you taught me that this is just a chapter of your story. And I always go back to that. And I even tell my kids that now. So I thank you for that.
Oh my God, you make me sound so smart. I love
you. Are. You are so smart. You're just
Not.
wise. You're a lot wiser than me.
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. No.
Enough. And two, teaching our kids, right? You're sitting at a different vantage point, looking back.
Yeah.
And helping them understand that, the friendships that you've had in grade school and high school, some are worth keeping and some you move on from. And, your friends grow, you don't necessarily grow in the same direction.
Yep.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's okay.
100% it's okay. It's okay. But having a person like you in my life has allowed me to be able to talk to my children like that. Like, because if you don't have a friend like you, then how are you ever going to be able to teach that? And I think we're afraid of friendship sometimes. I think a lot of people are afraid of new friendships. And I am. Like, I love people. So I don't have a problem meeting people. But it's like, who am I comfortable sharing things with, and who is going to be there with no judgment and willingness to listen, right?
The reciprocal relationship that we have, right? You know, I've come to you with many an issue. And, you know, the other thing about the friendships is investing the time.
Yep.
Because
you get busy.
You do.
Yeah.
Always, right? And you have to remember, like, those are like little flowers. You got to water them.
Yeah. And we do. I think we've done a great job on that. I know sometimes we go a couple months, or sometimes we've gone like maybe 6 months. And it's like, hey, what are you doing? Pick up the phone. Like, you want to do brekkie next week? And that breakfast, every time we've had that breakfast or that lunch or that get together, it's like, you fill my cup. And it's like, oh, this is why it's so important. This is why it's so important to have a friend in your life and a friend that does that. And
you fit them in. Like, it doesn't have to be scheduled. It doesn't have to be complicated. My one girlfriend, it's her birthday in July. It's my birthday in July. We get together. We take each other out for dinner.
Perfect.
This year it was in a pool. We ordered in and we ate in the pool.
Sounds so nice.
But you just take that time to...
It's the moment, right?
It is. It's the moment. I have another friend that we get together for a lunch, like once a quarter maybe. She's another business owner too, and we call it Fight Club, right? So we get together and we brainstorm each other's businesses and just try and celebrate each other and share those wins, because as entrepreneurs, like that, it's
hard.
It is difficult. Like, you have difficult
days. A lot
of
competition,
and it's a lonely spot, right? So you have to have someone that you can bounce ideas off of, thoughts off of, you know, help fill your cup. Like, it's so important.
And not having competition. I think that's the other thing. I think sometimes we each are in very different industries, but you always look at somebody else. I think it's natural to compare. It's probably not right. I know you read all these things and see all these things. Don't compare.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
It is.
But we all do it.
We all do it. That's, whatever, man. You can say what you want.
Is human nature.
You're not comparing. I don't know if you're real, right? But I think
one caveman looked at the other caveman and said, "You have a bigger club."
But you look and you compare, and I think that it's hard, right? Like, being in real estate, you're always like, oh, I wish I had that many more listings, or I wish I was like that. And that's one thing I found coming back into real estate this time is I started my coming back like that, and I felt like I was comparing too much to others, and I said, you know what, fuck this, I'm not going to be like that. I am going to do me and do it my way. This is who I am. And if you like me for who I am, then let's work together. I'm real, I'm honest, I'm not always polished, but I love what I do. I do great in real estate. I love the people I work with. I love homes, but just, you know what, you got to like the person.
You do. And it takes a long time to get there. Like, it is a journey.
And I think I still go back and forth. Even I think social media is great, but at the same time, it's hard, because that there is like always comparison.
Yes.
You see the other agents, or you see,
and it's always the best moments, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's the highlight reel.
The question is, do I post it? Well, you know what? Why shouldn't you post it? Is it not professional enough? Is it not on brand? Is it not going to represent you in the light that you want to be? Well, what light do I want to be represented in? I want to be me. And I want you to like me for me. And I want you to use me because I'm me and I'm freaking good at what I do. Right? So I kind of got off that horse, or that crazy ride, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to post me. I'm going to post about my life. I'm going to post about real estate. I'm going to post just about who I am. And I think those connections I've seen over the last little while grow, and it's amazing. We talked about it last time that I went to that networking event, and when I left, that young girl said to me, can I be friends with you? And I was like, yeah, awesome. And I have seen her now on Instagram. I'm not stalking her, I promise. But I promise I'm not. But she has come up in 3 of the people's who I've made connections with over the last little bit networking. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, so that's a connection that was meant to be, right?
Yes.
And you look at those things and you're like, this is what I'm going to do. And this is why. And then I left. After talking to her, I left. And this one woman said to me, she turned around, she goes, Melissa, I love your energy. And I was like, wow, this was the event I was worried about looking a certain way for. And the lady said to me, not what I look like, not how my hair was, not about my makeup, but I love your energy. And I was like, That's what it's about. And so for me,
Great messaging.
right, like I walked out of there and I was like,
Find your vibe.
kind of proud. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay. She liked my energy. I'm like, I have an energy. And she's like, great energy, Melissa. And I was like, oh, awesome. Thank you. I'm like, that's so cool. So that's the kind of person I want to come across to in all my businesses, right? This is me first. This is who I am. This is what I do. And if you like that, let's work together, whether it's selling homes,
This is me. Can't help but sing a song.
creating jewelry, or running a hockey team, any of those things. But that's the message I want to convey, right? This is me. And it's hard. I don't have, and I don't know if it's right, but I don't have a young woman or a daughter that I need to be an example for, but yet I have 2 young men. And I want them to be like, that's the kind of woman that I want to be with.
Yes,
right?
very much.
So it's hard. It's hard in that respect.
That's a funny story because my son,
Uh-oh.
and I did get permission to share stories about my kids, but they had to be of a positive nature.
Uh-oh.
So this is so my son was a partier. He was a very
I don't know that.
outgoing personality. Let's leave it at that. He has very much enjoyed his life. So he's having a Christmas party when he's home from university. This one girl comes and he's sort of in that intermittent phase.
Yep.
And so she's standing at the bar and I'm having a conversation with her and I am just loving her energy. She is like a take no crap kind of girl, works hard, like, and I love that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the kind of girlfriend Carter needs. Like, this is the kind of girlfriend. And it's difficult with your sons because you fall in love with those partners that they date and then they don't date. And you're like, I just can't invest in this anymore.
No.
But anyway, so I said to Carter, I was like, okay, that is the kind of girlfriend you need. Not these little 2-bit thingies. Anyways, so he said to my mom, I can't date her. Her name's Bailey, which is Bailey's name, right? So my daughter. And I'm like, really? That's the reason? That's the reason? So I am very happy to say that, yes, they are dating.
I was going to say, is that Bailey?
Yes. And they've been with us for 5 years. They've been together.
No way.
She moved.
Really?
She moved in with us when COVID, and he came back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
she's very sweet.
I love
she is
her.
very, very
She
sweet.
is
I don't
so
know
much
her
energy.
well, but what I've got to know of her, she's very, very sweet.
Carter keeps telling her, Mom, stop influencing her.
That's okay. But that's a perfect example, right?
It is, right? And you have to find that connection. You have to be self-aware. And recently we had a conference for our stylist, which She's Got Legs. We had a speaker come in, Gina Faubert. She runs Radiant Girls Camp in Burlington, which I love. We go mentor with their girl bus week. And I love being around that energy, right? Like that positive influence energy. So she came in and she was talking about NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, I believe. Don't hold me on
Heard of it?
that.
I don't know much about it.
And it's kind of like, okay, your brain works in there without you even knowing, and telling it the right things help you become a better person, overcome things. That's a very probably high level overview of it. It's a pretty cool concept, this NLP. So she was in talking about it, and she's worked with Tony Robbins, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
She's trained by him. And she talked about values and the 6 I should have been a little bit listening more. There's 6 hierarchies that everybody needs, right? Like sense of security, sense of happiness, whatever those are. And you can look them up and find them. And then there's your values. And like there's a whole list of values. And like, is health important to you? Is family important to you? Is positivity important to you? Is, like there's hundreds of words in values. So the idea is that you go and you pick all your values, the things that describe who you are, and then you see how they align with your goals. Because if your values aren't in alignment with your goals, you're never going to achieve those goals.
It'd be interesting to do that when you're younger. Like teach that to
I know
like
these
your younger
things.
self, right? Like the
Yeah.
things that like we talked about last time, but the things that you learn now, it's like be nice to implement them 20 years ago or
Yeah.
25 years ago,
And
right?
even in finding relationships,
Yeah.
like if you have two different sets of values, and that is one thing about Sean that for the longest time I could not figure out. We are two very different people,
Yeah.
right? He is very organized, very calm, very centered. Donna is chaos.
I don't
A
think
walking
so.
ball
I
of
don't-
chaos.
I don't think
right.
you're
So
that
there
chaotic.
is like it's like well, it took me the longest time, but we have the same values. I am very happy.
That's cool to
and
see.
it's like he's peanut butter and I am chocolate, and we go together so well.
Yummy,
I have to
yummy.
say, right? So, and it comes down to the values.
Oh, that's
right?
interesting.
It is like it's a
Maybe
really
we should
cool,
do a course like that.
cool concept to break it down into that. And
I bet you we have a lot of the same values.
I bet you we do.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah, we should.
That'd
I'm
be
gonna
really
find
cool.
the sheet. I'm gonna
Find the
email
sheet.
it to
Yeah,
you.
find the sheet.
Let's
That'd be
pick 'em.
interesting. Yeah. You know, you say that, but it's even like my boys have dated, but you know, I always say, and you hate saying this. I'm like, you know, like look at your dad and I don't ever want to compare because that's never the right thing to do. But I'm like, you know, I've been with Paul since I was 14, and I said to him, you know, like, why do you think we've, knock on wood, been together this long? And I think it's because we had those same values, the things that we want in life, and we have the same drive, and we have the what we want together and what we respect in one another. And I think one of those things is we've really supported each other. And you were talking about that before, but we have supported everything we've wanted to do. There's not been one time, I don't think, that I can remember that I've said, no, I don't want you to do that. I think it was like, yeah, go
I
ahead.
think Sean thinks that daily.
Oh no, I don't think so. Look at all the things
He
you
just
guys have
has
done.
all this patience.
Yeah, he does. He's a Libra though,
He
just
does.
like Paul. They're the
Mhm.
same. But I said like, going through like all the different things, like we're trying to figure titles. What do we title ourselves here? And I'm like, I don't know. Like
Co-conspirators.
realtor,
Yeah.
jewelry designer, VP of the hockey
But
team.
this is about our values,
Yeah.
right? This is about the things that we have learned over the years that
Yeah.
are important. That you know,
Yeah.
you talk a lot about me telling you, but you know, like it's just because I'm older, right? Like that
Not
is
that
just because
much
I went
older.
through it first.
Yeah.
And that is through the hundreds of years that women have been
Yeah.
womening,
Womening.
right? We share with the next generation.
Yeah. Well, I hope I can implement
And that
some
just
of that
makes
with
me
my
so
boys.
old because
You're not that old.
I'm
Oh
a
my
different
gosh,
generation.
you're 10 years older than me.
I know, that's a different decade though. But anyways.
Just knowing that there's not going to be judgment on the other side. Like, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm going through in my relationship. This is what I'm going through in my businesses. This is what I'm going through with my kids. And it's just like maybe a different perspective about it, but without that judgment and that sense of security from you. So I think that to me is the most important. I know deep down that whatever I say to you, you're never going to be like, well, this one.
Let's put this on a billboard.
Yeah, like you're crazy, girl, or this is what's going on. Like you're always like, it's okay. It's just part of your next story or next chapter. So, what would you tell your younger self then about friends?
I think the hard lesson I learned was like it's okay to let some friendships go
Yeah,
because they don't all serve you.
you're right. It's true.
And also to make sure you're watering the friendships that you have because it's easy to get caught up in the everyday, right? And part of my journey is the going from place to place. And I'm very, very blessed. Like I still have
Yeah.
strong girlfriends in Sarnia. I have strong girlfriends in Windsor. I have lots of girlfriends here.
Yeah.
I have my high school girlfriends.
Oh,
Like
that's so
we're
nice.
so blessed. Like there's a group of 8, 10 of us, depending on what
That's
year
awesome.
where people are from. One's in Arizona, like the rest are kind of.
I didn't have
this
many
area.
girlfriends in high school. I had a lot of friends in high school, but I didn't have many girlfriends in high school.
And we did not connect, probably like little pockets here and there, through our childbearing years, right?
Yeah.
Like all that, and kind
you
of
have
we
time?
came back towards the end of it, and like the genuine connections and the stories, and now we're kind of in our kids are grown and now it's parents and dealing with all those kinds of issues. But it's that friendship, like you can go and connect and laugh and eat and
just
laugh some more and, just be yourselves. And those are good because like those are your kid selves, right?
Yeah.
Like before any of all the other stuff.
So I didn't have many of those friendships.
Which is sometimes good and sometimes bad.
No,
There
I
are
know.
stories that they know that.
Just keep those in the vault.
Yes.
Keep those in the vault. No, I think I met a lot of my friends later in life. I had a lot of friends. There's one girlfriend that I would say has been consistently in my life since I was like maybe grade 5. She'll know who she is, but we literally say every year we're gonna get together and we're gonna have our childhood lunch, and it's like Kraft macaroni and cheese, or it's a grilled cheese and tomato soup. We're gonna watch the Flintstones and The Price is Right, because we used to like go to each other's homes for lunch. And
the Flintstones,
right?
Wasn't that the best?
Price is Right. I was getting my nails done yesterday, and I was watching The Price is Right, and I said, "Oh my God, I feel like I'm 10 years old at home for lunch, running home for school for lunch." And she
Ours
ended
is
up,
if we were sick.
yeah, oh yeah.
We got to be home.
Oh my God, I know, right? You just, those times. I was getting my nails done, but and I saw it and I was like, and she just pops in my mind when I see like The Price is Right, or my mom's like, I'm making a grilled cheese sandwich, or I'm having grilled cheese and tomato soup, or I'm just like, oh my gosh. But we always say we're going to get together, we're going to have one of those lunches. But we reconnected later in life. Well, we reconnected multiple times, like high school. We went to high school together, and then we ended up buying homes like right around the corner from each other, and we didn't even know. And then our boys went to the same elementary school, so all of our kids went to the same elementary school.
Great.
Yeah. And then her kids left school, and then we still like Facebook. Thank God for Facebook and Instagram. But
that was a big reconnector.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm probably going to say that's what reconnected the high school girls.
And it's that, and I connect with her all the time, and it's, and then we see each other like, hey, we're going to get together. So I'm still yet to get together with her. She lives right here. She's not far. So probably after today, I'll message her and we'll go for coffee. But our birthdays are very close to each other, and it's just great. Like, she's always someone I just even hear her name and I'm just like, okay, that's a genuine connection. It's like even later in life, there's a couple people I've met through like my
kids sports.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Hey,
for sure.
The wonderful woman that created the logo, helped us create the logo, met her through hockey, like Lucas's hockey. And I have stayed in contact with her continually. Like she's great. Carly's amazing. Like,
we have a group of coaches for baseball.
Yeah.
The kids haven't played baseball for 10 years now. And I mean,
it's awesome.
Yeah. Right. Like COVID changed how often we got together for sure. But now, right. Like it's definitely time to reconnect, because like there's so many
I think though, right? Like, I think though. I think we know as people who those genuine connections are when we meet them, and when you feel that friendship forming, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think we know as people too when those connections aren't real, or maybe just there for substitution for something else. Like, I don't know. When I think back to the friendships that have been real and the friendships that maybe I let go, I kind of probably knew I was going to let them go, but I didn't want to at the time. Because like I said, they may have served a purpose, or they were there for a reason.
Teaching a lesson.
Yeah, teaching a lesson, right? Yeah, so I don't know. I think I feel like I know. But I don't have many friends, and I'm okay with that. I have friendships that mean a lot to me.
Life at warp speed. I often say, thanks for flying airplanes, Yeah. Right? I feel like...
Do you know it's going by fast, though? Do you know it's going by fast until you're today and go, holy crap, that was like...
Yeah, I know, right?
What happened?
Yeah.
When you're in the thick of it?
And I don't know, I feel like the last 5 years have just flown by. And I'm very blessed because I get to be with my kids at work, right?
It's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
So nice.
And they're grown up and I like them. That's the other part of it, right? Like, if they grown up to be douchebags, that'd be a much different story. But they're good kids. I
always said, I was the mom that always said, oh, my kids are going to go. I'm going to make sure they're out of the house. They're out of the house when they turn a certain age.
I was marrying them off at the age of 13.
Yeah, I'm like, done. Like, when you guys turn 18, go. But no, you know what? I love that my boys are not boys, but I love that my boys are around and that I can talk to them and that I connect with them.
As grown-ups, right? Like, I never expected that. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I didn't think I wanted it, but having it now, it's wonderful. Yeah. It's wonderful that, Nathan will come home and he'll sit and have a conversation, or I can still, like yesterday, Lucas had a physio appointment and came in from getting my nails done, and he was like, okay, Lucas, here's the car keys. You heading to physio? Yeah, no problem. Because you're not coming? I'm like, oh, you want me to come? He's like, yeah, why not? And I was like, really? Got in the car and we went and we had a great conversation, and I got home and I was like, that's really nice. It's nice that they
want you there.
And I love that. I love it. I love being able to do that. You
don't have to like needle your way in.
There's sometimes they don't want me there. Trust me. There's sometimes like, Mom, forget this. Like, shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it, or I don't want to be around it. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, no, you don't have, there's nowhere you need to be or go or rush off to in life.
It changes so fast. Yeah. Like you think about, high school to secondary, like post-secondary school, to career, to kids, to here we are looking back.
Done.
And it's like, what?
Yeah. Well, you say that, right? And I remember being pregnant with Nathan, like 2003, and I was like sitting there crying. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a baby. This is nuts. Oh my gosh. I had Nathan, and then I remember having him and then being like, oh, he's going to go to kindergarten with Paul. He's going to be in kindergarten one day. Oh my gosh. And then now it's like, he's 22. Like, where did that time go? And then I look back at 22 years and I think, holy moly, how much has gone on in my life in 22 years? Like, how much have we done? How much have we accomplished? How much has been good times and bad times and happy memories and sad memories? Right? Like, just what the heck, right? And then this goes back to talking about Nathan, and when he was talking about where he wants to be in life. And I'm like, Nathan, I'm married, mortgaged, and pregnant when I was 22 years old. I'm like, you have so much time in life. When I was 22, I thought like I had to be married. I needed a career. I needed to be a mother. I needed to have a house. I needed to have all of this. And now it's like, whoa, buddy, like slow down. You don't need any of that. We're here, and let's just take a minute. Enjoy your life. Not that I didn't enjoy my life, but it was like, it was fast. I felt like it was looking back, it was very fast, but I wouldn't change it.
But also, like, it was a different time. Yeah. Right?
I think so.
As much as we look back at our parents and say, that was like the 50s or the 60s or whatever, right? Or, right? And now our kids look back and, people just don't get married that young anymore.
They don't.
Most of them are pushing 30.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Even
finishing high school, right? Like, so many kids take a year or two off just to figure it out, because you're 17 still. Sometimes 18.
At least we had OAC.
Right? Yeah.
We had that extra year if we wanted that extra year. They don't even have that choice. Some
kids know, right? Some kids are ready. Some kids aren't.
But are they really?
All right. It's okay. It's okay to figure it out on your own. You don't have to do...
And I think you talked about friendship before, but that's one of the biggest things for me was having you, because I was always like worried, oh, my kids may not go to university, or they may not go to college, or this is not what they want to do at the moment. They don't know what they want to do. They want to take a gap year. They want to work. They want to do this. And you were just like, Melissa, it's okay. That's okay. Like, it's okay. And I was like, okay, it's okay. And I go home and it makes me feel, you've always made me feel that it was okay.
And I think that is something that drives me NUCKING FUTZ, is that there's so many times in your life where you feel like you have to do it a certain way. I will have to say grade school was one of those things. Looking back, it's very institutionalized and not set up for all, right? Like, you're fitting in these parameters, and if you don't fit those parameters, it's a struggle. And, there's a lot of kids to educate. But as a parent, you really have to advocate, and
yes,
you have to learn that it's okay to advocate too, right?
Yeah.
Like when the school called telling you that your son was choked on the playground field by this kid because he was mad he wouldn't get the football, as like a grade sixer, like not as a, and I'm like, this is not okay.
It's not okay.
Right? Like, do you want the kid expelled? No. But do you want help for that child?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because choking another kid on the playground is just really not like, right? that falls outside those norms, right? So,
I have a lot of those
and it's, if I were to tell my younger self, like, hey,
it's okay.
it's okay to say something. Like, make sure that you say something.
And it's okay that your
push.
child's not like the other child, or that they don't learn at the same pace as that other child, that they want to learn like this, or they want to learn like that, right? They don't all have to be good in math, and they don't all have to be good in science or geography or whatever it is. It's like they find their way eventually. And it's nice. It's nice. It's actually, I think it's more powerful to see them come into their own by themselves, instead of fit into the box on the path that they're supposed to take, or whatever the school system takes, right? Tells them that they should take this, or you should do that. Like you should go to college, or you should go to university, or you should go to trade school. No, do it on your own. And when
give them options, right?
Light bulb goes off and they see it and they feel it and they've made the decision themselves, you're like, okay, this is what it's about, right? Like, we could all go to school. Don't look at me, because I went to school for human resources and I don't do anything I did in school. So they look at me and I say to them all the time, I'm like, don't look at me. I'm not a good example of that at all. I've changed careers multiple times. I've gone to careers, left careers, come back and done that. So,
but you gain nuggets of information.
Yeah.
You gain, right? Like little pieces of you with each journey.
Yeah. Like, me today is different than I was a realtor back then.
Human resources, that's a huge precursor to being able to communicate with people and understand people.
I should have gone into marketing.
Right? Oh, yeah. Totally.
I should have gone into marketing. But
as an entrepreneur, you are marketing yourself every single day.
I followed a path I probably shouldn't have taken, because I met some amazing young women that are my friends today. And I was like, I'm going to go into human resources too. Yeah, no, I probably shouldn't have done that. But you know what? It is what it is. It's the path that I took and I was supposed to take, and it taught me a lot of things, and it led me to not being in human resources and getting my real estate license instead and starting a whole new career. So you go back and you look at that and you're like, okay, that was meant to happen so that I could do this today. Yeah. Right? And
because sometimes you got to figure out the things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome.
To find the things you do want to do.
You don't know that though. You don't know that when you're younger. You're like, I have to do it this way, or I have to do it that way. So
and it's better to do something as opposed to like sitting on the couch playing video games all day, right? At least you're out there, you're filling your knowledge bucket. Yeah. You're pushing yourself to do something, because it's, it's get a job, or, like do something. Yeah. Don't be just.
I found that with my boys, I found maybe a little bit harder than your children, maybe because they had to enter school when we had that craziness of 2019 and 20, right? So Lucas started high school and was taken out of high school in grade 9. And then he went back to school end of grade 11 or beginning at grade 12.
Such a social bomb for these kids.
Yeah. Nathan graduated.
Good or bad, I don't know, right? Like maybe it just gives them different perspective.
Maybe, yeah.
Right? Like when I think about Bailey teaching herself.
Yeah,
right? Like all of grade 12, part of grade 11, and, pulling 90s. Right, like that was.
But that worked for her. That worked. It's great.
And that's the thing, right? You just got to find, and they got to find it. You can't find it for them necessarily.
And you advocated for your child in that situation. Yeah. And best thing for them, and it worked out great. So yeah, I wish that they just had a little opportunity to have a little naughty fun. Like as a teenager.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but like that makes you sneaking out to parties, sneaking out to a friend's house, going to a party. I'm going to this. Don't tell your parents. Don't do that. That kind of is like the fun of childhood, right? Like growing up.
Roof.
Oh yeah, I'm sure my kids have done it, but just at a later date, But it's something.
But it might looking. I had a lot of fun in high school. I did.
Did you?
I did. So. The apple doesn't fall too far from that tree.
Which is
where
great.
Bailey is very much her father, the calm, collected one.
Funny, even though you have the same birthdays. Same sign, same birthdays.
So, life at lightning speed. Talk about parents, right? Like how our lives have changed with that.
Oh. Changed as parents.
Very blessed. we lost my mother-in-law last year. You lost your father-in-law.
2015, 10 years ago this year.
Holy Hannah.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy when I think about it. 2015. Like, where did that time go? That's lightning speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think about that. We were just talking about it the other day. I said to Paul, I said, you know, it's your dad's 10-year anniversary.
I love the moments that you're in.
Yeah, you do. You do. And I think that has taught my kids that. Like, you know, just enjoy the things you're doing, love the things you're doing, take it all in, learn from it, experience it. Like, it goes by fast. My mom and dad showed my wedding video to my nephew and my brother and my sister-in-law. And I hate saying it. It's going to sound really negative when I say this, but it's like the video of death. Like it's horrible.
Oh, 'cause people that aren't with you anymore.
The amount of people in that video that are not with us. And I'm like, and that's what I said to the kids. I said, you know, I Nathan especially. I go, Nathan, when I was 22, I thought like life was over. I had to do all this stuff. But looking back, how much time I actually had in that last 22 years, like, you know, and the experiences that I had, the people that we lost, the amount of things we've done, like, it boggles my mind that all that's happened in only 22 years. Mm-hmm. Because I'm really only double that, like, you know, a little bit older than that. But 22 years ago, I was having Nathan. And then, like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
And at 22, I thought, oh, my life was over.
Oh my God, we sound so old.
I know, like, but 20, but 10, and then I look, and 10 years ago, like, my father-in-law left us, and then my sister-in-law too, like, you know, and it's just like,
tough year.
What the heck, man?
Tough year. For
10
you
years
guys.
ago, where did 10 years go? Where, like, I thought that was just the other day, and then when you actually look at the numbers, you're like, 10 years.
But because you did it so early, though, your kids got to spend all that time with them.
I agree. And I'm very thankful that I even got to spend time with my grandfather, and they know their great grandfather, which was really, really nice. You know, so I'm very thankful for that. My brother says that all the time to me. He's like, oh, it would have been nice. And I said, you know, I know, but as crazy as it was, I said, it just happened. It happened when it happened, right? It's true. And that's at the time. And I do have memories with my grandparents because my grandparents live relatively close, but I did have a set of grandparents that lived in Nova Scotia, and I only saw them once a year, or maybe sometimes twice a year. And I didn't have those moments, but I wanted those moments. And I think that's why when we decided to move, stay in Oakville, we bought our first house in Burlington, then we came back to Oakville. I think that was like a trigger for that. I think it was the reason we came back, because I wanted them to be able to ride their bike to their grandparents' house, or the grandparents to be able to come over and spend those moments with them. Because though, like, even my dad to this day still takes the kids everywhere if they need them. If I need help picking them up from somewhere, from work, or taking them to hockey or whatever it is, because I need the car.
A big part of their life.
Like, it's so wonderful. And it's like, even Nathan's making decisions for his RRSP program with work, and he asked me, and I'm like, don't be asking me those questions because I know nothing about that. I said, if I had that question come up in my work, I would call my dad. I go, so call grandpa. Picks up the phone, he calls my dad, and they had this amazing conversation about it. And my dad was like, you know what, Nathan, he said, leave yourself enough like play money, know what you have to work with, you're just starting this job, like, and Nathan made decisions based on what my dad said. So I'm very, very thankful for that relationship with them.
And that's, you know, some of our blessings. Not everybody has that.
No.
Right. And like, I've been very blessed that we just lost my mother-in-law,
know.
who was the youngest of the four of them. And both kids have had great relationships over the years. I mean, my parents, my in-laws owned a water park, so
cool.
For winning the grandparent award,
hello.
Right? Like, hello. And then the other ones have a cottage, so, you know, summers
so
were
many memories
where, you know, one or the two.
It's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, so those relationships are so important for those kiddos.
Oh yeah, so worth it. Like, even did you have that relationship with your grandparents? Like, were you?
I did. We lived in Sarnia. My grandparents both lived in Windsor, so it was, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending which way you went. And we saw them a lot. Like, I've been close with both sets of cousins, you know, at family events and stuff like that. And as kids, we spent most of our summers up at the cottage, and then grandparents would come up and be there with us. So I have lots of
That's wonderful.
great memories. And
My memories.
Sean lived with my grandparents for a while when he moved to Windsor before me.
What?
And he stayed with my grandparents, and
It's nice to have those memories.
Yeah.
Like grandparents are so special, right?
they are.
You know, fortunate that I was able to have them in my life and my kids are able to have them in their life. So I'm very thankful for those moments. So yeah, I am very thankful that I had my kids younger, but as hard as it was, it's the blessing on the other side is them to create those memories. It's like my brother said to me the other day. He's like, Melissa, he's like, I just don't know how you did it when you were like so young. And I was like, Mike, you had no choice. It just happened and you were a parent, right? And then I said, I had Nathan when there was no iPhone. And he looked at me like it was like I was born in the 1700s or something. And I said, yeah, I had What to Expect When You Were Expecting, volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I said, and Lucas wasn't even born yet. I think iPhone came out in 2006. Lucas was born 2005, right?
Really?
Yeah. So there was no...
That's mind-blowing.
Right? And then he said to me, he goes, well, look at mom. And I go, what? He goes, she used to take care of the kids. I go, yeah, here and there. And my mother-in-law too. I go, Mike, I said, mom was 50 when I had the boys. I go, I'm going to be 50 in 4 years. He looked at me and was, what the heck? And I said, yeah, like, you don't think of that stuff. Like age to me is just a number. So I don't really care. I never really know how old I am. People ask me, I'm always like 45, 46, something like that. Forget. I'm like, whatever. I'm like 79.
Sean, how old am I?
79. That's what I say. But when you think of it in terms of actual years, like, yeah, like my mom was 50 when I had. It
just flies. It freaking flies
what
by.
What the heck? Yeah. Would you change anything?
No.
No. Same with me. I wouldn't change a thing.
And it's
as
there's
hard
a
as
lot
it was.
of bad stuff.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have to say, like, there's 3 or 4 years in high school that were really rough, but they made me who I am.
High school for you or high school for
for me?
Oh.
But they made me who I am.
Rough in a good way?
No.
Oh.
No. And that's okay, right? Because I got through it, and I would not be the person who I am without learning those lessons, without going through what I went through, without overcoming and dealing with those issues. And I think that's an important message, is like, because different people go through things at different times, right? Yeah. And it sucks. It sucks big time.
100% it does.
And it's not necessarily anything you've done that makes it happen. And it's just
part of your story.
It is part of your story, and you're going to get through it. You're gonna find it in you. You're gonna find the resources that help you. It took me years, and I will still trigger things. And every day I remember being in Rome on a trip with Sean, and being triggered. And going into such a depression, and I'm like mad at myself because here I am on this huge, like, beautiful, wonderful trip, and I feel bad for Sean because I'm like struggling to get out of bed in this beautiful city, but it's a journey, right? It is a journey, and that is where friendships like help you a lot too,
and a great partner.
Yes. Right. Absolutely.
I think it's important.
And, going through what I went through made me really frickin' picky about my partner.
You have a great one.
I do. I often say that
make me cry.
That God was like,
sad.
My God, this girl needs some help. Who can we send her this?
Yeah. They're not easy. High school years aren't easy.
They're not.
No, not at all. I've never, like, for me, I was always the tallest. I was always like the biggest. I was never, I look back now, I wasn't the biggest. It's funny, right? I was like, wow, I wish I looked like that today, but whatever, it is what it is. But you're so hard on yourself when you're that age and when you're going through life, right?
It's so tough, man. It's so tough, especially when you look at your kids and you just wish that you could keep them home.
Stay home.
Like, this is a cesspool of shit.
Oh. But things have changed so much, right?
You learn a lot in those years.
You do. And I wish, like, what would I tell my younger self? Some days I wish I could just go right back, take all the information I know today and be like, it's going to be okay.
Yes.
Things are going to work out. You are going to be fucking amazing.
Yes.
You're going to do all this amazing things in life. You're going to have this. You're going to have these experiences. It's going to be good. It's going to be bad. You're going to get through it, but it's okay. Like, you just need to get through it. This year I started meditating. Amazing. I thought it was kind of hooky. Like I told you that before, but I thought it was kind of weird. And I've really learned in that practice that you are where you are for a reason, and that you're supposed to be where you are today, and it's right here where you are, and it's everything will work out, divine timing. And it's something I kind of go back to because I still struggle with a lot of things, and I'm like, it's okay. This is where I am today. It's supposed to be. Give yourself some grace. Yeah. And I think that, like, I do my meditation on Mondays with Renee Walker, and going in that class and being in this supportive group of women, and being able to be supported and talk and just have them there, and realize that we're all going through something. We've all been going through something. Yes. And we all do things for a different reason. And going into that, I was just like, you know what?
And you can never tell looking at a person what they're going through.
No.
I mean, sometimes it's obvious, especially with cancer journeys, right?
Yeah.
But you can, like, those mental illnesses and like all those, you never know. You will never know when somebody's struggling, and they can put on the bravest freaking face, and they are breaking on the inside. Yeah. And so you gotta treat people kindly all the freaking time, world.
Yeah, and I think it's okay. It's okay to go through that time, and I think it's okay. It is, I think that mental health is come a long way in the last little bit, which has been great.
Many more people talk about it, so you don't feel alone. You don't feel like it's just you. No,
and you don't know what it feels like. You don't know what it looks like. I felt like I was going through something this year, and I literally picked up the phone, called my doctor. We went in and we had conversations, and my doctor was great. She checked in every 2 weeks. We had an appointment, and it was just continual conversations. And it's like, okay, maybe it was just the moment. Maybe it was what I was going through. But knowing that I had someone there, like my doctor, that would be like, okay, I think it's really important. And now that it's so talked about, it's great to be able to talk about that with your kids, right?
It is, yes.
It's huge. And they feel a lot more comfortable. What our kids know today and how they talk about things today and react to things today is so different than we did. Mm-hmm. Like, they are so much more open with things. Well, at least my boys are. We pride ourselves on being open and honest. And like I say, we're the only number you should know if the Halton police decide to call. No,
I used to,
and then I'm like, call Paul, not call me, because he'll be a lot calmer.
The reaction will be much different. I used to tell my kids, like, as much as I love my opinion and I think I know it all, we've reached a level where I don't know. I don't know, and we need to seek professional help, right? Because you get there. You get, there's parenting and right and wrong and stuff, but then there's stuff that's above you, and knowing that it's okay. You're not supposed to know it all.
No, you're not. And it's okay to ask for help. I had a situation where my Nathan, he asked for help. And I remember going in there, and I just was so proud of him. I was like, man, I wish I was that brave when I was his age. Mm-hmm. I wish I had that. I wish I had that today, because sometimes I don't think I'm that brave. Sometimes I'm all talk, right? But then I'm like, no, I learned from that. I'm like, what would he done? Like, look what he did. Like,
and I do think that is a win from social media.
Yeah.
Because there's so much communication that happens.
Yeah.
It can be good, it can be bad, right? But they can find resources, and
they can know. They know, right? And and knowing that you have people, and not just your parents, other people in your corner that go through the same things, that talk to
so many influencers that have gone through those difficult stages, and this is just right now. Yeah. This is not forever.
No, yeah.
This is right now.
Which is great. It's great. It's great to live. These are the times where I'm like, it's great to live today. Yes. It's great to have social media. It's great to have all that access, because I don't feel like we had that access. I feel like everything.
We have every opportunity to be the smartest people in the whole, of all the time, because of the information that we have available at our fingertips.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, but you got to be smart about what you're listening to, because it's all out there.
It is. Sometimes too much.
It is, yeah. And it's wrong. Like, there's so much of it out there. I was watching this guy on a boat talking about his journey, and he talked about this disease that he had, that he went to the doctor, and that was what triggered him to do this journey. And I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this. I looked it up. And the description of the disease was not what he talked about. And I'm like, I'm confused on this. Like, is this
real? Is it AI?
Well, I don't know, right? And I'm like,
AI, man.
like how easy it is. Like if you have 1.2 million followers and you say something that's not real, then you're like, holy Hannah, like that's a big negative impact.
I think everyone has to also remember, like what I remember is this is just me, my journey, and I do what's best for me and my journey. Just like you would do what's best in your journey. Yeah. You seek someone that you may seek. I seek someone that I may seek. So it's important to remember that there are people there for you. You just got to ask for the help. You got to be comfortable with those people.
Yes. And, you know, I had a girlfriend going through marital stuff, and I remember her journey. It is very hard. And so I remember her journey in finding someone to talk to. And the first person that she met, like, she did not align with. So, and that's difficult, right? Like you were in one of your most vulnerable times in life, struggling just to get out of bed in the morning and breathe and function as a human. And you're trying to find someone that fits. So, you know, she did find someone that fit eventually. But again, that's that relationship with your doctor that helps you get through some of the low points in life that's important.
So going through life at lightning speed, that's what you do. Right? And it's all these little things that you go through that make you who you are today. And you go, wow.
They do, right? Wow. They define you. So, you don't want to change them.
No, I would never change anything.
You got to make smart choices.
Maybe they're not smart in the time.
I do
learn from them.
You know, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm very grateful there were no cell phones when I was in high school, man. Yeah. Like, as much as they were the most challenging years of my life, they were sure fun.
Cell phones, my gosh, these have even changed. But I agree with you on that. For me, no. I go back and no, I wouldn't change anything. Yeah. As hard as it's been at points and as wonderful it's been at points, it just makes me who I am today. And it makes me stronger today than I ever was. I don't think if I went through those things, I wouldn't be who I am today. Right. And I wouldn't have the life lessons or the knowledge that I got from that. I remember,
I mean, and I think you come out of childhood, right? And your parents are always trying to protect you. And then you get to high school and there's like the good stuff and the bad stuff and the good stuff and the bad stuff. And I think that's the first introduction to the roller coaster. Mm-hmm. And then the realization after growing some tools on your tool belt, right? Like, how am I going to get through these ups and downs? You learn to ride that roller coaster.
Yeah. You saw it with your own children, probably.
Yeah.
But you didn't see it when you were going through it.
No, right? That's the looking back part, right?
I wish I would have.
That's the Sharon.
Yeah. But that's what we're here for as parents, right?
It is, right?
To say, hey, we went through this.
You know, we don't know the answers. We just know
our experiences.
Yes.
And how we dealt with them.
Yeah.
And they can choose to deal with them the same or do them their own way. But just knowing that we may have gone through something similar, or that we had a friend that experienced it, or being able to share those experiences and say, okay, you're not the only one. Mm-hmm. There's other people too. So lightning speed, girl, lightning speed.
Balancing the pull between work and motherhood.
Yeah, didn't have that.
I think balance
didn't have a balance at all.
Is an ever, wanting achievement.
I never, listen, I'm going to be honest. I forget that. I never had that starting my career. I always wanted to work. I wanted a career. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted life just to be what felt like was going to be easier. I got pregnant, and then I was like, I still want that. I didn't even take maternity leave. Paul took paternity leave for both the boys. He worked at Ford at that time, and he's like, I'm going to take that. And I was like, you know what? That's a really great thing.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. He took them both boys, and I literally went back to work.
For a change in generations.
Yeah. It was great. It was, you know what? It was wonderful, and I think that I didn't see that enough growing up. having boys, which I didn't know I was having, but having the boys and him being able to be with them, he didn't even bat an eyelash. He was like, I'll do it, no problem. I worked right up until I gave birth to Nathan. I was having contractions, showing homes. I can remember the house. I was doing a revisit at 2229 Walker's Line, Unit 11. I was walking up the stairs, and I stopped at the bottom, and my client turned around and said, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
contraction.
I think I'm having a contraction. She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And she's like, "Really? We can go?" I'm like, No, let's just finish this. And I had my first contraction on that Tuesday, and I didn't have Nathan until Friday morning, but I worked like up until that time, and I didn't even bat an eyelash. I was really sick with Nathan. Ended up a few weeks later being in the hospital for gallbladder issues. And I had another client at that time that was giving birth. And I was in the hospital having blood transfusions, and she was down the hallway giving birth, and we were signing the contract on her condo.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I just, it was amazing. She didn't like hospital, so she was in and out one day, and I was in there. I'm like dying. I didn't know I was dying at that time. I was like I had 9 blood transfusions in that week, and
Jeez.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was a crazy period of time. And I didn't like, you talk about not knowing.
You were.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was.
Wall Street.
Yeah, I was like,
Michael Douglas.
I go, are you down the hallway? Yeah, I got her husband. I'm like, is she down the hallway? I'm like, yeah, okay. We have an offer. I'm like, let's just sign it back. And we ended up selling the condo. Well, she was giving birth, and I was having blood transfusion. So I didn't even it didn't even cross my mind to be home with the kids, which is interesting. I look back now, and I'm like, should I have been? No, because like I said before, I've really enjoyed being with them later in life. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. Leaving, starting, did I have work-life balance? None at all. None at all. And I can say that 100%. There was no balance in my life.
I think I had more balance when the kids were young, and I worked part-time as a cost accountant. Mm-hmm. So I was 3 days a week, 3 weeks of the month. The kids were little, and that was really good. It gave me enough professionalism, and it gave me but it was a 9 to 5, right? It was, when you work for yourself, it's just 24/7, right? Yeah. You gotta set the boundaries, whereas opposed to in a corporate job, it's a 9 to 5, and a lot of the times those are set for you. But, it still goes over.
Did you only work 3 days, or did he make accommodations, or is that what
they made accommodations?
Oh, that's awesome.
That was what I wanted for the balance, and it was great. And then we moved here and, stayed at home because I wasn't going to get that. I had 2 small asthmatic children, and, and found that. And while they were in grade school, just doing accounting part-time, we made it work. It was great. I loved that I was able to be at school and be with them and do different things.
You did everything with those kids.
Yeah.
I did. It was so awesome. Like I said, when I met you, I remember Carter was getting ready. He was in his baseball gear in the house, and Bailey was riding on this tricycle in the house, and we were there, and you're like, oh yeah, Carter's got baseball, and you're doing this and doing that. So it's your that's it. But yeah.
So yeah, and I loved that balance, but it was changing, right? And I think the balance is always changing.
I think it has to.
Right, you probably get to a point, usually the universe tells you if you're sick or burnt out or whatever, that you're out of balance.
Yeah. Did for me. And I think when I had Lucas, the second one, I think I chose to slow down a bit. I knew that I wanted to slow down because I had the 2 of them. Nathan was, I think, 18 months and Lucas was just born. So I think they're that far apart. I don't really know. Actually, I think they're about that. And I was just like, you know what? I want to enjoy. I remember not seeing Nathan's first steps or Nathan's just different things. I remember not being a part of that as much. Mm-hmm. And we talk about it all the time, Paul and I. And he asked me, he goes, do you remember? I'm like, nope. He's like, really? I'm like, not at all. I don't remember any of it. I can remember, the one thing I remember the most is Paul walking Nathan. Paul, we lived in Burlington at that time, and we lived in, I think it's Tansley Woods there, Walkers and Mainway. And he would put Nathan in his buggy. He would walk through that forest, and Nathan loved the trees. He'd tell me all the time, oh, Nathan's like falling asleep to the trees. Then he'd like walk to Upper Middle. He'd go all the way to Guelph Line, come back from Guelph Line all the way along. He would walk for hours with Nathan.
Wow.
Like 3 hours. I'd come home from like a showing or a client, and Nathan would be in his like little buggy at the front door sleeping. He's like, I just leave him there. And he would sleep there. And he would just, it was so natural for Paul to be a parent. And I felt like it wasn't as natural for me to be a parent when they were younger. Yeah. I don't know why, but it just didn't. It's almost like... I
often joke that I had none of the motherly bones.
Yeah. I guess I didn't either. I was just like, yeah, sure, you can do it all. I don't need it. I don't need to do any of it. But I kind of think it would have been nice to enjoy those first... Like even Nathan. Oh my gosh. Even Nathan. I remember he didn't sleep through the night. We had moved to Oakville, and I was out on an offer presentation, and Paul's like, I'm going to do it tonight. I'm like, oh, this is great. Perfect. I'm like, I'm not going to come home until he's asleep, right? So offer presentation, I think, was at like 7 o'clock, and Nathan was a great sleeper. He would be in bed at 7. We had like a routine. So in bed at 7 o'clock, Bed, Bath, and Bear in the Big Blue House. Mm-hmm. He'd watch Bear in the Big Blue House and go to bed, and then Paul would read him a story. So he put him in his bed, and he would, fool around or whatever. And I remember calling, and I said, Paul, is he sleeping? He's like, nope, he's crying. And I'm like, okay. So negotiate the offer a bit. I'm like, okay, I send it back. I'm waiting in the parking lot or whatever outside the house, and I call him, like, sleep? Nope. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck? And then it was like 2 hours into this, and I'm like, he goes, nope, I'm sitting outside. He goes, I can hear him crying, but I'm sitting outside. I'm like, oh, you're so strong, because I would be, I'm like, forget this. And then I remember it was like 11:40 or something, and we were done, negotiated a house. My clients had bought the house, and I call him. I'm like, he's out. And I'm like, I'm coming home. I'm like, and he did it 3 nights in a row, and that was it. But I just couldn't, I couldn't be that person. But Paul was so that person. He was so good with them.
The patience.
Oh, I don't have any of those. Forget it.
I remember Bailey was a little bugger. I tell her all the time. She's so lucky she lived past 4. So Sean's getting her ready. We're getting her ready in the morning for school. Her one shoe is too tight, so you have to undo one. This cuff is too tight. They have to match. And I'm like, this child is...
That's funny. I can't even picture like that.
I know. It was so, and
hilarious.
She would end up in tears. It frustrated her so much.
Really?
She would end up, and I just don't have the patience for that. I do not have the patience.
I wouldn't either.
Put on the freaking shoes and let's go.
Yeah.
So I made a pact with Sean. I was like, you got to do mornings, and I will have dinner on the table for you when you come home. Like I can't.
Works, right?
I can't, right? And you're up, right? Like you're going. So it got to the kids would come and give me a kiss on their way out the door to school. Sean did mornings. He made them lunch.
Maybe that's where that morning night routine comes from.
Yeah.
Like you like to stay up later.
Yeah. He was in bed by 10 every night. I'm like, yeah, this is me time, right? I'm up till 2, 3. Hello. But it's finding balance that works, and it ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows.
Yeah. It's so hard. But you know what? Like in it, you feel like, what the heck, man? Like what is going on? Why is this kid not sleeping? Why is this kid not doing this?
Yeah.
Why is it? And you're like, what? But then,
especially at that age, right? It changes so fast.
Yeah. I think I felt guilty though. I think that a lot of mine came from guilt from not being home. Like I should be the mom. Yeah, I should be home.
There is so much
I should be there doing that. This not should be Paul's responsibility. But I don't know why. Maybe it's the time we grew up in. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, no. Like
there's so much of that we carry.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
So much.
Now I don't really care. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like I'm going out. I'm doing my thing. Like whatever. But no, I'm very happy that Paul was able to be home and that he wanted to be home, because I think that those moments were so special for the two of them. So.
Do you feel you have balance now?
More. I think I'm learning that. I think I'm learning that. I'm learning to balance things. I think it's been harder for me to come back into real estate now and not have to be home. Because they're older. I don't know why.
Oh, you find that harder?
I find it harder. Oh. Like it was easier for me when they were younger. Like, yeah, I felt guilty, but I was like, maybe because they weren't like talking and telling me where they're doing and what they were doing. Like, I don't know. I think I found it harder coming back into real estate and leaving the mom role as opposed to stepping into the mom role. Like, I don't know. Like, it's taking, like, Paul's always like, Melissa, just go work, go do your thing. And I'm like, yeah, but this guy needs a driver. He needs this. And he's like,
no, you don't want to,
they can
you
do
don't wanna
it.
miss the moment.
Yeah. He's like, but they can do it. They're adults. They're men.
Yeah.
They can do it. And I'm like, what do you mean they can do it? He's like, they can do it. They do a lot of things without you. They can do this. And I'm like, watch. And then I think, like, okay. So in the last little bit, I'd say probably more so in the last 6 months, it's been better for me. Like, the last 6 months to a year, it's been better.
Finding your groove.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's them too. They've really helped. They're like, Mom, no worries, man. Just like, whatever. Like, and being able to tell them, you know, I'm having a hard time. Like, it's been hard for me not to, like, drive you here or do this for you. I think them getting their licenses has been amazing. That helps a lot. Like, I just give them the car and they go. But yeah, I think I'm finding more of a groove now, which is nice.
How do you know you're not in balance? What's your signs?
I don't know. In balance, probably like
or out of balance.
Out of balance, maybe frustration in the moment. Like
or maybe short-tempered, finding that you're not reacting the way you normally.
Yeah. I think that if I overreact to things, or I have like a quick temper or quick to get mad or angry, I think that's what it is for me. It's just like, leave me alone, or like, I just like, I'm just, and I think that also comes from too much on my plate.
Yeah.
Like, if I have too much on my plate, I've learned too, since meditating, which kind of sounds a little maybe off, but I've learned not to put too much on my plate. Like, I will work, like today,
set your boundaries.
Yeah. Set my boundaries. Like, when I was in real estate before, I was like, yeah, I'll do like 5 clients in a day, and I'll go and I won't come home and I won't eat and I won't do that. Now it's like, no, I'm going to work with this client today and I will have this time. And yes, I understand that people need to see things at certain times or do things at certain times, and I will accommodate, but it's not like I'm over accommodating for too much. I will give options to clients. I'll be like, okay, I have this day and this day and this day.
Yeah.
Like, as opposed to, no, I can do it right now. I'll be there right now for you. I'll do this right now. And I would be there right now for any client. I have no problems with that. But it's like,
you can't run
no
at the speed you need to run at if you keep doing
and
that.
It's going back to those people that find me for being who I am on social media, whoever, and understanding that's the kind of person I am, will understand that's how I conduct my business, right? Because it is the reality. And I tell people the reality is I do couple businesses. First and foremost is real estate. That is priority in my life. I love it. I would still drop everything for anybody at the moment. But there are days when, like tomorrow night, I can't. Tomorrow we have our season home opener for our hockey team. So excited. Oh my God. There's so much good going on with that right now. And it's like, I want to be there.
Yes.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
And you want to feel like you can be there and enjoy the moment and not feel like, oh, I have these 10 other things I'm supposed to be doing right now.
So today, that's what we're doing. Today, I'm here with you. We're recording. We're in the podcast studio and we're talking about stuff. And then tonight, I'm like, Paul, okay, what are we doing tonight? He's like, I have nothing planned. I go, perfect. Let's go set up for tomorrow. So we're going to go pick up jerseys today. We're going to go get the fruit for the players. We're going to go get the water. We're going to set up the change room. We're going to get everything ready. We're going to bring our popcorn machine. We're going to have everything ready so that tomorrow we can just go to the arena, enjoy, because we have so much going on tomorrow. We have our mascot coming for the first time. We have a new announcer. We have
a popcorn machine.
Yeah, I got a popcorn machine. I'm crazy. I love it. I was so good. I love it. Paul's like, you're crazy with this popcorn machine. I'm like, yeah, but the arena doesn't have it. I'm like, let's pop some popcorn, man. Like, who doesn't like the smell of popcorn?
Yeah. Hey, that's a party right there.
It's so much fun. And then we have a U11 AA team coming out. So with this junior experience, they come out, they, it's amazing. Like, I'm sorry, I think it's amazing, maybe because we do it, but they come out, they get to talk with the coaches before the game, they get to see the players warm up off the ice, then they go and stand on the bench and they warm up with the player. Like, they cheer the players on, they talk to the players, they interact, they get them going, they get all excited, they step away, the players come in, change room, then they go get ready for the game, they watch the game, and then after the game they get to come back and have a pizza party with the players. They get autographs from the players, they get to interact with them, they get to be in the change room, they like, it's this whole experience.
That's so cool. Like, that can be life-changing for a kid, right?
And that's the thing, you know, hockey is one little facet of our life, but owning the hockey team and doing, you know, doing this, like seeing those kids' eyes light up, it's just like, It's such a different experience, and it's a different fill my cup kind of situation. And I love it. So I want to be fully available for that. So, you know, going out and showing homes this weekend, I told my clients I have Sunday available, I have Monday available, but like Friday night and Saturday I can't. And they're like, okay. And if they're not, then we see what we do. But the reality is I give them those options first. So yeah, it's I don't know.
It's important to
know the boundary.
Right.
And I've been trying in the last little bit to set more boundaries. And I think coming back in real estate now, that's what it's taught me. It's okay to have boundaries.
It is okay to
It's okay to not go all the time.
It's okay to say no.
Yeah.
It's okay to say, you know, and I think for me, my calendar is my biggest boundary setter.
Yeah.
Like that is
you got a
time
crazy
blocking.
calendar.
Time blocking off areas, and then being aware not to put too much, because I think
we can
and we do.
We're like, we have 2 hours here or an extra hour here.
Yeah. And also to be, you know, because I have a team that are working with me, I have to be really cognizant of the fact that everybody works at different speeds.
Yeah.
And just because my brain is chaos doesn't mean I have to bring chaos for them. I have to be organized and be able to.
You've always
direct.
worked with people though, right? Haven't you always worked with other people? Are you like, no, not when you were account. You were by yourself when you were.
Well, no, we're on a team, but it's very, you know,
always
you're at your
alone.
computer. Yeah.
So
I haven't.
Yeah. So having the hockey team, it's like weird. It's like delegating and you're like, oh no, this person does this. And that's where Paul and his business, he's so fantastic. Like, I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just let people do that? I'm like, I've always worked for myself. I've done it all. So it's weird to me when I can see him. He's like, yeah, the roofer does this and this guy does this. And then I'm like, really? You let other people touch your work? And he goes, yeah. And then the amount of people, like he's had a couple new guys come in. He just lets them do things. And I'm like, what? He goes, what's the worst case scenario? I got to repaint it. Like, he's like, I teach them, they do it, and I watch them. Like, he's like, Melissa, I have to. I'm going to go crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but I'd be there doing it with them. Like, I'm that person. So the hockey team is very different for me, and it's taught me, that I think has taught me more about setting boundaries than myself. Like, it's okay. We have a GM and we have a coach and we have someone that runs the front for us. And we have this person. I don't have to do everything. Like, when we first bought the team and took it over, it was like we had to do everything because we were learning. And now it's like, okay, now it's like we only really need to go for games.
How does this run without me?
Yeah. It's weird, but it's awesome. And it's great. It's great. We had our new announcer. He's amazing. Put this little video clip together. I'm going to put on social media tomorrow. And he talks about like organization.
Toronto Flyers.
Yeah. Toronto Flyers. That's it. And he talks about the organization and how we've allowed like this freedom and this comfort of home for everybody. And I was like, that's really nice. That's really nice. And that's what I want. Yeah.
Right? So and like three totally different pockets of business.
Oh, yeah.
That you are the nucleus of.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, they couldn't be more different, I don't think, right?
They're so different.
They're so different. But you're running them all, right?
Yeah.
And
it's fun.
Right? And so you got to have balance. You got to be flying at lightning speed and have the balance. So good. Good on you, girl.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you for joining us today at the NUCKING FUTZ podcast.
If you like this podcast, please share by liking and subscribing. Feel free to leave any comments and reach us at hello@thenuckingfutz.com.
Just a reminder, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. If you are struggling, know that you are not alone. Please reach out for professional help.
You can join our newsletter at thenuckingfutz.com to follow our journey. Looking for Donna at work? You can find her great leggings and leisure wear as well at She's Got Legs.
Looking for me, Melissa Hull? You can reach me at Brag About It Jewelry or I am Melissa Hull for real estate.